S&D Group. You have the floor.
Rafael, and thank you, Jaume, and our Ukrainian guest. I would like to share with our colleagues from the national parliaments our approach to the particularly sensitive period of elections concerning disinformation. There are many people, there are many citizens that disengage from politics after the elections, and they only re-engage with politics in the period in which there are more information, and there are people not using political information and with a lower guard against disinformation. And for that reason, we have been dealing with this situation in our work in this committee. The interference regarding elections is not about manipulating the figures of the election. It's even if there are some weaknesses in some digital or vote mechanism, like in the United States, and we know some examples of that. The target is not to manipulate the figures, but manipulate the minds. It's just to discredit the electoral processes in itself, and to consider that even if in these authoritarian states the elections are not free and fair, it's exactly the same in the democratic countries, in the mature democratic countries. And the basis for acting that way is to increase the polarization, as Jaume explained in his excellent speech. But there is an effect of this creating extremists, even in the issues that are simply divisive. That is, if you convince a lot of voters with this extreme polarization that the rival is an enemy, that could drive to a situation in which to prepare or to agree on post-electoral agreements is not just let's say, politically uncomfortable situation, but it's a treason. It's a grave issue, and this is other of the effects of the foreign interference in our election. Discredit the process, and to create a political situation in which the political agreements are condemned, as we see in the extreme polarization created in the United States. It's not just the usual pattern of differences between the big parties. It's just the enemies of the one way of life that some of the American conservative voters decided to create that mindset. Thank you. It's all, but the idea is to protect not only our election, your election, the local and regional election, every electoral process, every referendum could be a target for disinformation campaigns, because this is a sensitive, hot spot in the democracies, and the results of unsuccessful interference could be very relevant for many months and years after the elections. Thank you.